Hey gang, I just got out of Warcraft just a few minutes ago, and normally I would shoot these videos while driving home from the screening, but I'm actually going to see Popstar in about 45 minutes, so I thought I would just do a quick recap. This is a movie that's been critically shit on by a lot of people. I don't take a lot of credence in Rotten Tomato ratings, but it's rated really low. And it's been criminally eviscerated by critics. And the video game to movie adaptation genre most definitely needs some critical respect, and rightfully so, because a lot of the films that have come out in this genre, to be honest, have not been very good. So this film is facing that critical uphill battle. Now, having said all that, there's so much good things going on in Warcraft that I think a lot of critics are really overlooking. The first thing is there is an incredibly strong pedigree of talent behind this film in Duncan Jones. Duncan Jones, of course, is the son of the late great David Bowie, but he is such an accomplished and talented filmmaker. He made two of the truly best science fiction films of the last 10 years in Source Code and Moon, and those are two films that really have not been seen by nearly enough people, and you should seek them out. And one thing that Warcraft really has going for it is an incredibly strong visual style. This movie is a masterpiece of art direction, production design, and visual effects, especially the latter, because for my money, this has some of the greatest motion capture work I have ever seen in a mainstream Hollywood film. It is positively mind-blowing. The orcs look photorealistic. The uncanny valley is no longer uncanny anymore. So on that level, the film is just a visual delight. It creates a world out of nothingness, a world that couldn't possibly exist in the real world. And it's quite extraordinary on those levels. And I saw it on the biggest screen that Saskatoon has to offer, and I was just really blown away by its visual sheen. And Duncan Jones is also incredibly gifted at action. And there's a lot there, the way he stages the action and the clarity of the action, the way he combines and marries live action with computer-generated visual effects. It's staggering. It's just totally impressive. I think the film also does a very good job of visual world building. I don't think it does as good of a job in building the core mythology of Warcraft. And I'm not a person that's played Warcraft, so I'm very unfamiliar with the game. But Duncan Jones, by his own admission, said that the film would be inviting to lay film goers who are not familiar with the Warcraft universe. And I can't agree with him on that, because for me, I had a really difficult time putting the pieces of the film's narrative together. Sometimes I was struggling with who relates to who and so forth. Another little problem with the film too is editing. The film feels really short, and it feels like there are scenes that sort of there's a beginning, middle, and no end. Or sometimes there's scenes that feel like they just get cut really arbitrarily, and then they segue to the next scene. So I'm having the funny feeling that there is a longer cut of Warcraft that existed, but that they cut it down for maybe commercial purposes or for the purposes of releasing it. I don't know. Because the film's core mythology feels underdeveloped. Another problem too is that for as wonderfully rendered as the computer-generated characters are, like the orc characters, the human characters are a real mixed bag. And there's no real compelling or intriguing human character that can stand not only physically toe-to-toe with an orc character, but also just in terms of how fleshed out and three-dimensional they feel. And I think the film really lacks in human character development. This places me at an interesting crossroads to finish this review, because there is so much of me that wants to tell you to rush out to the cinemas as quickly as possible and see this film on as big of a screen as possible, because it is just eye-poppingly beautiful to like immerse yourself within and engage in. But on the other hand, I think Again, the film's mythology is a little murky, somewhat confusing, and I think the human characters really take a back seat in this film. In the annals of video game to movie adaptations, trust me, there has been a shit ton worse than Warcraft, and Duncan Jones deserves serious props for giving it a very commendable go, so to speak. So I don't think that Warcraft is deserving of its silly Rotten Tomato rating. I think this is a film that you should probably seek out, but I have some strong reservations as to why you may hesitate to do so. So I also think I might have to give it another watch maybe. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know whether you liked Warcraft, whether you didn't, whether you think most of the critics that just gave it horrendous reviews are completely off their rocker. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So see you at the movies.